Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Connor here. Welcome back to One Leeds. Welcome back to the Room Mill. We're here with another show. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. And let's delve into more Leeds United rooms. It's getting a bit exciting today, primarily because Phil Hay's back. And the rumour mill is suddenly absolutely exploding. But listen, before we start, what I would like to say is thank you so much for all of your support. We released yesterday 5 championship players that I think Leeds United should target this summer. That is now on the Patreon. Links in the description below. Thank you for all your phenomenal support. We will also on the Patreon be doing 5 players I think Leeds United should target from the Red Bull network. So if you want to see some bonus content, go over there and check that out. But for you guys, what I've also done is we've done a podcast. I've been speaking about doing a podcast with my old man for about a year now. He appeared on the watch-alongs about 2 years ago. But me and my dad always chat rubbish about football, really enjoy it. And I've always said to him, we have to record this because everyone would be really interested in what you have to say, my relationship with him, where I get my thoughts from. And it's genuinely a top pod. So that will be released this evening. It's about 40 minutes long and you guys will love it. It's pretty much a season review, discuss Bielsa, what went wrong, and then we talk about the summer transfer window. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That will be released tonight at probably around 7 or 8 o'clock. So without any further ado, let's get into your rumours for today. So Rasmus Christiansen, who's that, Connor? He sounds like a Viking. Well, he is from Denmark. So, there's your little link. Rasmus Christiansen is a right back for RB Salzburg. Supposedly, he's available for around 10 to 12 million pounds this summer and has played under Jesse Marsch at Salzburg before. Looks like a really complete right back. He's athletic, he's physical. He's got a fair few assists and goals this season for RB Salzburg, I should say. I'm getting told off saying Salzburg. The caveat to that, everybody, is the fact that it is Salzburg and essentially they dominate the league every single year. There's not much competition for them, so I would have a little bit of caution when it comes to his goals and his assists because that transferring over to the Premier League, as we've spoken about with Brendan Aronson, is going to be something completely different. But he's notoriously not a fullback who bombs on. He's not a fullback who is that overlapping individual. He is a strong, as I've said at the start, physically imposing right back who, is quite old school. So he fits the Jesse Marsch profile. And once again, let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Is it good to just get purely Jesse Marsch, purely Red Bull Network players in? I'm on the side of caution a little bit. I really liked Calvin Ramsey, his profile. We'll get onto that in a little bit. I like Jed Spence's profile, but I just don't know if that's what Leeds United are going to be targeting this window. I don't know if it fits. If it doesn't fit the system, Leeds aren't going to go out and do it. But in the future, if that system was to be adapted and the next manager came in, which will happen at some point, maybe that full-profiled player, your Jed Spence's, your Calvin Ramsey, would be able to transfer into another manager's system pretty seamlessly. But obviously, we can't be thinking about that now. But is it a little bit of a risk to just be going down the Red Bull Network, the Red Bull Network way, I should say? I think it could be a little bit about how else do you get system-based players. You can get system-based players from other clubs who play in, similar systems, but have the attributes to transfer into other systems as well. So, yeah, interesting. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But it looks like Leeds are battling Dortmund and Brentford for Rasmus's signature. Eddie Nketiah, according to Sky Sports News this morning, Leeds United were trying to acquire his services this summer before he signed his contract with Arsenal. So Leeds were trying to get him up on a free transfer. Not that keen, wasn't ever that keen. I don't know how he really fits into a Jesse Marsch system. I get an Armando Broja. I get a Shea Adams with the physicality. Eddie, I don't really get that. It's not really a little and large combination that you get within a front two of a Jesse Marsch system. So that 4-4-2-2 thing would be interesting with Eddie in there. It stinks of Victor Orta. This, it's like, oh, we've had him before. Let's go and get him again. I beat 18 clubs to his signature initially, so let's go in for him again. And yeah, I just want there to be a bit of synergy between the director of football and Jesse Marsch, because it seems a lot of the Red Bull networks or network links are obviously via Jesse Marsch, but it seems like an Eddie Nketiah link would literally just be Victor Orta. So there needs to be a little bit of cohesion between those two, a bit of a partnership, which there never really was with Bielsa. I thought it was primarily Victor Orta, and it was either a yes or no with with Marcelo Bielsa, but with Jesse Marsch, we're talking about a whole new system. So he has to recommend players to Victor Orta as well. But there has got to be a synergy, with the signings that they are making. There has got to be attributes which fit this system. Eddie Nketiah just seems a little bit spiraled. But yeah, that's confirmed by Sky Sports. Leeds were inquiring about him. So Rafinha's dad as well, everybody. Rafinha's dad has come out and said something about his move. Basically, if you want the latest transfer updates, if you guys aren't aware of the transfer updates throughout your day, you might be at work, you might be at school, follow the One Leeds Twitter account. I'll be updating any transfer rumor I see. I will be sticking it on the One Leeds Twitter page, so make sure you go check that out. But Rafinha's dad has said there are possibilities, but they involve three parties: the interested club, the current one, and the player. He is calm because he has a contract and all the options depend on him. All he knows is what comes out in the press. So, yeah, I'm not sure I believe that, because I think Rafinha and Deco will 100% know exactly what's going on, not just what happens in the press. They'll be trying to push moves. Allegedly, Rafinha is also put in a transfer request, so he knows exactly what's going on. Barcelona are in an absolute mess at the minute, but we don't know what's going on there because they were in a mess last summer and they managed to get out of it. This summer, it looks like they're in an even bigger mess, but you would expect Barcelona to somehow wrangle the way out of it. So, yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens with Rafinha. His dad mentions his contract at Leeds, which obviously runs a little bit longer than this summer. So, listen, if he's happy with his contract, if he's not bothered what's going on outside, if he only listens to what happens in the press, then that's great for Leeds because we can keep hold of him. But I've mentioned this before. System-wise, he's not going to fit the Jesse Marsch system. So I don't know where Leeds are going here. I really don't. Something to consider as well, everybody. It is 9 weeks until the season begins, the 6th of August. Leeds before that have got to fit in an Australia tour. So yeah, maybe that just rams home a little bit how pivotal these weeks are for Leeds United. We heard from Phil Hay this morning as well that apparently the Brendan Aronson deal was signed, sealed, and delivered. Something I told you guys that it was already done. It was already done before this summer. So that's why great from Victor Orta, great from the club. But I'm judging you on what happens now going forward. That Aronson deal was signed, sealed, and delivered really in January, dependent on Leeds staying up. It's an obligation in there. So hence why Aronson's watching in a cafe in Salzburg, pacing up and down, hoping that Leeds get a goal against Brentford, because he knew that this was his venture into the Premier League if Leeds would stay up. So, yeah, that was already done. I'm judging Victor Orta on now, and I want to start seeing movement this week. We need to start seeing movement really, really soon. Can't be leaving it 2 weeks. Leeds always do this. It's left. We're inquiring. We're interested in it. It never comes to fruition. It needs to be aggressive in this transfer market. It cannot just be left till the last minute, which we always see with Leeds United, because preparation is absolutely key, especially when you've just got out of a relegation battle with the skin of your teeth. So yeah, it's interesting with Barcelona, because after reading that quote, you look at Ousmane Dembele, who is Barcelona's winger. Obviously, he can play as a striker as well, the Frenchman. He's been trying to get out of Barcelona for a couple of seasons now, but what does he do? Well, it looks like PSG are inquiring about him, and the significance of Ousmane Dembele leaving Barcelona would be that an entire wage packet is freed up. He is one of the highest earners at Barcelona, and it is said by several reports that apparently if they're able to free up the wages for Dembele, then they will move for Rafinha. But reports also contradict that and say they're in financial meltdown and they can barely afford to keep Sergi Roberto. So, yeah, conflicting reports, but Barcelona always manage to find the way out of it. What I do hope is Leeds don't buckle under the pressure of Rafinha, buckle under the pressure of Deco, his agent, and just let him go for 40 million. A report said yesterday, Sport reported that apparently Leeds are willing to let him go for anything between 50 and 60 million. Actually, I believe it was Peter Roque, actually, who said that. It was several reports. It was Peter Roque. It was a couple of others as well, who said that if a bid comes in, he believes that between 50 and 60 million, Dean Jones as well, between 50 and 60 million, Leeds will let him go. So, yeah. James Garner, apparently Leeds have inquired about him at Nottingham Forest, according to the Manchester Evening News, which is great to hear. Hopefully Leeds can break down that barrier and get someone like Garner. He's a top operator, very, very good footballer. Been excellent at Forest this season. Man United are potentially looking to keep him on. Eric Ten Hag's gave him a chance apparently in pre-season. But if a big bid comes in, I don't think Man United will turn it down, to be quite honest with you. Looks like Leeds have lost out on Calvin Ramsey at Aberdeen. Apparently he is looking at that Liverpool move as his primary move as his primary transfer. Now, we've seen this with Leeds before when clubs have turned us down. We sort of mull, we sort of don't. It doesn't look like we've got a second and third target. It takes ages for Leeds to get into it. And it harks back to my point earlier. Leeds have to start moving quickly. The Calvin Ramsey one for me, mate, I mean, it didn't really make any sense anyway. It was hearing people say, oh, we'll get football at Leeds. Well, yeah, but Liverpool are in for him. Even if he plays the cup games, that's going to be a dream move for him. So, yeah, looks like Ramsey's lost out. But, yeah, I mean, Rasmus Christiansen looks like the one Leeds are going in for now, so we'll have to wait and see. Guys, as I said, the podcast will be out tonight with my dad. Bit of a season review, talking about transfers coming up, what Leeds need to do. Make sure you're checking in for that one. Want to go over to the Patreon account and get some bonus content. We've done 5 championship players that Leeds should sign over there. People have loved it. I'm going to do 5 Red Bull players Leeds United should sign over there as well. Links in the description